Hello, readers. I know all of you have been reading a lot of books every day. So I want you to know that it is very important for readers to remember the books they read. It is really very hard, though, to remember all the many books you've read. So today I want to teach you that the best way to remember a book forever and ever is really to tell someone else about it. After you read any book, you can take it to a friend and say, "Can I tell you about this book?" And if you mark the important parts, it will help you remember what happened and be able to retell it. So today I want us to look at how we can mark the important pages to remember our story so that we could tell a friend about it. We will use our book, Iris and Walter and the Field Trip. I hope you guys have done your assignment by listening to the entire story. I know some of you have, and I know some of you have also read the book. So today it should be very easy that you could tag along with me as we try to retell this book. So we are going to focus on the beginning of the book, and the beginning will include chapter 1 about the aquarium, and the middle will include chapters 2 and 3 about bus ride and where is Walter. Then finally, the ending, we'll look at chapter 4 that will take in the rescue. So now let's look at this example together. So at the beginning of the book, you'll notice that there are some labels here about the character and the setting. This is this part of the story where we meet Miss Cherry. She's in the classroom with Iris, Walter, and the other children. And she's announcing that they will go on a field trip to the aquarium. So this is a very important part, so I marked it with my yellow post-it. Now let's move on to the middle. The middle starts here with the bus ride. And I tagged this part where the children are on the bus on their way to the aquarium. That's also an important part. You'll agree? And then do you remember this part? Right here in the middle where the children were walking through the aquarium and they were having a great time looking at different things. We see Walter right over here. He's at the coral reef and he's amazed at the beauty of it. And so for a while he forgot that he was with other people walking. So he got stuck there for a moment, gazing at the beauty. And then as we continue through the middle, we see Iris here holding on to someone's hand whom she thought was Walter as she was having a conversation with the person, thinking it was Walter. And then suddenly here, the problem begins where she realizes that she was holding the hand of a strange boy who was just wearing a shirt that looked similar to the one that Walter was wearing. And she looked very frantic as she gazed at the strange boy. And then we continue to where we see Iris telling her teacher, Miss Cherry, that Walter is missing. And there they, both of them walking hand in hand to go in search of Walter. And she's looking really sad here. But then the solution happens. Iris spotted Walter still standing by the coral reef. So she found him. And then as we move to the ending, we see them hugging each other. Iris, Walter, and Miss Cherry. And there they are back on the bus on their way home. So I tag that. I mark it because that's a very important part. So boys and girls, did you notice how I marked the important parts of the book? And so after I've done that, it's very easy for me to retell it to you. So I'm going to jump right back to the beginning and I'll tell you, do a little retelling about my book to you. So in the beginning of the story, Iris, Walter, and the other kids were in their classroom when Miss Cherry told them that they were going on a field trip to the aquarium. In the middle of the book, Iris and Walter and Miss Cherry took a ride on the school bus to the aquarium. Then they got to the aquarium and they walked through the aquarium having a great time until Iris realized that Walter is missing and she was frantic. So she went to get Miss Cherry and they both went in search of Walter. Finally, they found him by the coral reef, still gazing at its beauty. They hugged each other excitedly, and then they got back on the bus and went home. Now, boys and girls, it's time for you to practice in your own books. Today, I want you to mark the important parts of your story, to share it with someone at home. Remember to include the characters, the setting, the problem, and the solution. Have fun!